The clock is ticking. College football's biggest stars have just a handful of games left to prove they belong in the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft. Every snap matters now. Every tackle, every sack, every yard gained could be the difference between hearing your name called early or watching from the green room. And for us Bears fans, this isn't just about watching talented kids play football. This is about identifying the player who could change everything for our defense next season. Welcome back to Bears News Fan Report, where you get the latest updates, breaking news, and in-depth analysis on our beloved Chicago Bears. I'm here to walk you through the most important mock draft of the season so far, and trust me, you're going to want to stick around for where the Bears land in this projection because it addresses something we've been screaming about all year long. Before we dive deep into the Bears situation, let me set the stage for you. Rivalry week in college football is here, and that means the intensity is about to skyrocket. These young prospects aren't just playing for conference championships or bowl games anymore. They're playing for their futures, for generational wealth, for the chance to hear Roger Goodell call their name on draft night. And the teams picking at the top of this draft have some serious decisions to make. I've been studying this mock draft closely, and there are some fascinating storylines developing that could have a ripple effect throughout the entire first round, including our pick at 26. Let me start from the top and work my way down, because understanding the full landscape of this draft is crucial to appreciating what could be available when the Bears are on the clock. The Tennessee Titans are projected to take linebacker Arvell Reese from Ohio State with the first overall pick. Now, the Titans already got their franchise quarterback last year, so this year they're going defense first, and Reese is widely considered the best defensive player in this entire class. He's a sideline-to-sideline linebacker with incredible instincts and the kind of playmaking ability that can transform a defense overnight. Tennessee is making a statement here that they're building a complete team, not just an offense. At number 2, the New York Giants are looking at wide receiver Jordan Tyson from Arizona State. This pick makes a ton of sense when you consider that Malik Nabers is going to be coming back from a serious knee injury. The Giants need insurance, and more importantly, they need to give their quarterback Jackson Dart as many weapons as possible. Tyson isn't just a backup plan, though. He's got a skill set that complements Nabers beautifully. Think about the matchup nightmares that duo could create for opposing secondaries. The New Orleans Saints at 3 are going with edge rusher Ruben Bain Jr. from Miami. Now, this is where things get interesting from a quarterback perspective. There's been a lot of uncertainty about this year's quarterback class, and frankly, next year's class looks stacked. So instead of reaching for a signal caller, the Saints are giving Tyler Shough more time to develop while adding an elite pass rusher who can contribute immediately. Bain has been absolutely dominant this season, and he's got the kind of explosive first step that offensive tackles have nightmares about. The quarterback run starts at 4 with the New York Jets taking Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. I know. The Jets and quarterback drama. Name a more iconic duo, right? But seriously, they've jumped into position to grab the first quarterback off the board, and Mendoza has shown real promise this season. The Las Vegas Raiders at 5 are going with Dante Moore from Oregon, another talented quarterback prospect who could be a franchise cornerstone. And at 6, the Cleveland Browns are selecting Ty Simpson from Alabama. Now, even though Shedeur Sanders picked up his first career win recently, there's still a lot of evaluation left to be done in Cleveland. Simpson represents a high-ceiling option who's been developing in one of the best programs in the college football. The Washington Commanders at 7 are addressing their pass rush with edge Keldrick Faulk from Auburn. Faulk is another candidate to be the first edge rusher taken, and Washington desperately needs help along their defensive line. Getting a player of Faulk's caliber at 7 would be tremendous value. The Cincinnati Bengals at 8 are taking safety Caleb Downs from Ohio State. Now, safety might not be considered a premier position by some, but Downs is such a special talent that you can't pass him up. He's got the range, the instincts, and the physicality to be an all-pro player at the next level. From 9 through 25, we see teams addressing their specific needs. The Cardinals are taking offensive tackle Spencer Fano from Utah. The Dolphins are grabbing Francis Mauigoa to shore up their offensive line. The Rams are adding cornerback Jermad McCoy from Tennessee. The Vikings are going defensive tackle with Peter Woods from Clemson, which is interesting because they addressed that position in the offseason, but it hasn't worked out as planned. The Panthers are taking edge David Bailey from Texas Tech to improve their pass rush. Dallas has 2 first-round picks, and they're using them on running back Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame and edge L.T. Overton from Alabama. The Chiefs are replacing a cornerback they'll likely lose to free agency by taking Mansour Delane from LSU. Pittsburgh is upgrading at tackle with Caden Proctor from Alabama. The Texans at 17 desperately need offensive line help after trading away Laramie Tunsil, so they're taking tackle Gennings Dunker from Iowa. Detroit at 18 is trying to find a consistent pass rusher opposite Aiden Hutchinson with T.J. Parker from Clemson. Tampa Bay at 19 is going best player available with linebacker Sonny Styles from Ohio State, a physical specimen who Todd Bowles would absolutely love to coach. Baltimore at 20 is addressing their pass rush with Cassius Howell from Texas A&M. Buffalo at 21 is adding playmaking ability to their defense with cornerback Avion Terrell from Clemson, who already has 4 forced fumbles, 3 sacks, and 9 pass breakups this season. Cleveland has another pick at 22 via Jacksonville, and they're taking wide receiver Carnell Tate from Ohio State to give their new quarterback a weapon. San Francisco at 23 is planning for life after Trent Williams with tackle Caleb Lomu from Utah. The Chargers at 25 are going interior offensive line with Oliva Vega Ioane from Penn State, which makes perfect sense given how Jim Harbaugh builds his teams. Now, here's where we get to the moment you've been waiting for. The Chicago Bears are on the clock at pick 26, and the projection has us taking edge Matayo Uiagalelei from Oregon. Let me tell you why this pick has me genuinely excited about the future of our defense. We all know that getting to the quarterback is the most important thing a defense can do in today's NFL. Montez Sweat has been solid for us this year, but let's be honest, he hasn't been the game-wrecking force we hoped for when we brought him in. He's been fine, but fine doesn't win championships. And more importantly, we haven't found anyone who can consistently pressure the quarterback from the other side. That lack of a complementary pass rusher has allowed opposing offenses to game plan around Sweat, chipping him with running backs and tight ends, sliding protection his way, and basically neutralizing whatever threat he poses. Matayo Uiagalelei changes that equation completely. This kid from Oregon has been an absolute terror off the edge this season. He's got the kind of explosiveness and bend around the corner that you simply cannot teach. When you watch his tape, you see a player who wins with a combination of speed, power, and technique. He's not just a one-trick pony who relies on athleticism. He's got a developing pass rush arsenal that includes a devastating speed-to-power conversion, an effective rip move, and the flexibility to flatten around the edge when tackles try to push him upfield. At 6'5" and 260 pounds, he's got ideal size for the position, and he plays with a relentless motor that never quits. Think about what adding Uiagalelei would mean for our defense. Suddenly, offensive coordinators can't just focus all their attention on Sweat. They've got to account for a dynamic pass rusher on the other side who can get home just as quickly. That creates one-on-one matchups, and in the NFL, one-on-one matchups for elite pass rushers usually end with the quarterback on his back. Our defensive coordinator would finally have the pieces to dial up the kind of pressure packages that force quarterbacks into mistakes. And in the NFC North, where we're facing Aaron Rodgers twice a year, along with other talented quarterbacks, being able to consistently pressure without blitzing is invaluable. Beyond just the pass rush, Uiagalelei is also a capable run defender. He sets the edge well, doesn't get washed out of plays, and pursues sideline to sideline. In a division where we face physical running games from teams like the Vikings and Lions, having edge defenders who can hold up against the run is critical. You can't just be a one-dimensional pass rusher in the NFC North. You've got to be able to play all three downs, and Uiagalelei has shown he can do that at Oregon. Now, I know some of you might be thinking about other positions we could address. Maybe you're looking at offensive line or perhaps another weapon for our offense. Those are valid concerns, and the Bears will have other picks to address those needs. But when you're picking at 26 and there's a player of Uiagalelei's caliber still on the board, you take him. You take the elite talent at a premier position, and you don't overthink it. Pass rushers are worth their weight in gold in this league, and finding one who can be a cornerstone of your defense for the next decade is exactly what we need to do in this draft. The beauty of this pick is that it fits both our immediate needs and our long-term vision. We're not just plugging a hole for one season. We're potentially adding a player who could be making Pro Bowls 5 years from now. That's how you build a championship defense. You identify elite talent at premium positions, and you invest in them. The Bears have been searching for that second elite pass rusher for years now, and Matayo Uiagalelei could finally be the answer we've been looking for. As we look at the rest of the first round after our pick, the Seahawks at 27 are taking interior offensive lineman Connor Lew from Auburn. The Jets have another pick at 28 via Indianapolis, and they're adding wide receiver Makai Lemon from USC to give their young quarterback more weapons. Philadelphia at 29 is going with edge Romello Height from Texas Tech. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. We're building something special here at Bears News Fan Report, and I want you to be part of this community. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and share this video with your fellow Bears fans who need to know about Matayo Uiagalelei. The future is bright, Bears fans. We've got the pieces in place to make some noise, and adding the right players in this draft could be the final step toward getting back to championship contention. I'll see you in the next video with more Bears news, analysis, and everything you need to stay informed about our team. Bear down!